We are discussing about this one topical approach of organizing curriculum, right? We are discussing what are the topics. For example, in the fifth standard, the child learns about the perimeter. Seventh standard child learns about time and work, discount, commission, and rebate. These are all the topical approach, right? In the ninth standard, sets, surds, logarithm, computing. So the topic, it is taken and it is completed in that particular grade only. These are the examples of the topical approach. Then we'll see what are the merits of the topical approach. Students keep complete concentration on particular topic. That is one of the merit. Teacher give best effort to impart information, knowledge and illustration of topic. It is quite possible for the teacher because it is one topic only is learned, no, in the particular level starting and ending is done. So more information can be given about the topic and more knowledge in the particular stage. And then here the students' attention is not diverted, and students becomes that ability, or that particular topic is given to that particular stage according to the students' ability and all, right? Therefore students' ability, creativity, capacity, okay, about the particular topic increases in that particular grade, and they understand using the concrete, and they gain the knowledge, and they are able to give the main advantage, no, they can give the illustrations, and then they can correlate with other mathematical concept also. It becomes easy for the child. What are the demerits? Of course it is not a psychological approach, because in the particular stage, if in this example I have given, no, for that topic it is fine, but if the topic is too big, it is not a psychological approach, and difficulty level of the student is not considered in this particular topical approach. All students will be able to receive. Whether every student is capable of understanding, that is also not considered. So if the topic becomes complicated, then student and teacher both becomes they both cannot understand, right? Complication for the child also, and as well as teacher also, and teacher also becoming bored. The same thing again and again, I should teach for the whole class or whole grade. It's boring. Teacher also feels boring because same topic, and even child's interest also goes away. And then if the topic is not carried away to the next level, and the students may forget it very quickly. Sometimes it is very good approach for certain topics, not for the all topics, right? Pedagogical analysis. If you talk about the next topic, pedagogical analysis. Okay, in the pedagogical analysis, the first comes the content analysis. Okay, and second is the instructional objective. And the third comes the instructional strategy. What are they? Content analysis, instructional objectives, instructional strategies. Concept, pedagogical analysis, meaning and process. This is what we are going to learn. Okay, then pedagogical analysis is, what is pedagogical analysis basically means? It is nothing but, okay, what pedagogical analysis basically means, why to teach, what is the aim and learning outcomes, why you are teaching that particular topic, what to teach, what is the content should be taught to the child, what is the concept, and how to teach, approaches to teaching learning. I'm telling you what do you mean by pedagogical analysis. Is first one is, What is pedagogical analysis? First comes the why to teach. Why you are teaching? So that means something you are talking about the aims and learning objectives, right? Second comes the what to teach. What you are going to teach, that is what content you are going to teach, what concept you are going to teach. It's all under the pedagogical. What we are trying to understand, what is pedagogical analysis, right? Next is how to teach. How to teach a particular subject, what are the approaches of teaching, what are the approaches of teaching and learning. These are the things which comes under the pedagogical analysis. In pedagogy, development is based upon a content plan. Okay, there is a content, you plan about that. What content needs to be covered? That particular stage, what are the content that we are going to cover, and how this content be organized into manageable units or modulars. When in the same class, how it can be organized, okay, how and manageable units, and what are the modules, how the content is divided into different modules. I'll write it down. How this content be transmitted in logical sequence. Then the next concern is how this topic can be taught, transmitted so that it comes everything logically. And the fourth concern is what would be the most effective method of transmitting the content. What method we can use in order to transact the content. Okay. So if you talk about same thing, I'm just discussing about pedagogical analysis only. What is the first one? What content needs to be covered? Okay, the first concern. In that particular, suppose I am talking about the 7th standard, what are the contents I can give for the 7th standard child? That is the first question. Second question is, how can this content be organized into manageable units or modules. This is our next concern, right? How to manage the content, right? So that different units, you can break into different units, how you are going to teach this different units, right? Next concern is how this content be transmitted. Into a logical sequence. Okay, this is our third concern. How this content, whatever content you are going to teach, can be transmitted in a logical sequence. It's a question mark, right? This is question mark. And don't think it is something else I have written. And then the fourth one. Fourth one is nothing but what would be the most effective method, okay, for transmitting this content, that is media. I'm going to use computer, I'm going to use normal, teaching, that is along with us, what do you call that, offline teaching. Today we call it offline and online, right? Previously we used to call it as face-to-face teaching. Now the terminology is changed, offline teaching. So what method I'm going to use, right? And then I can draw a diagram of learning outcomes, learning content, teaching learning approach, educational resources, right? A diagram can be drawn for this. First is the learning outcome. That is nothing but aims. Next is learning contents. That is nothing but concepts. Okay, learning outcomes, that is aims. Learning contents, that is what are the concepts. Then educational resources available to teach that. Okay, next is teaching and learning approach. What are the teaching and learning approach? And we can say that how this learning outcome and learning the content are connected to each other, right? How the learning outcome, after learning this, what the students are supposed to do, what is the behavioral change, what are the content the student is going to learn, maybe algebra or something like that, and how this learning content is related to teaching learning approach, right? How this teaching learning approach is related to learning outcome. They are also related to each other, right? How this learning content is related to what are the resources available. How this teaching learning is related to what are the resources available. How this outcomes is related to what are the educational resources available. Okay, it becomes a small beautiful diagram, right? Although it is not looking beautiful, right? The content with actions, handling, process, content with connected with contents, concepts, issues, right? Okay, just you can go through it. Next is nothing but pedagogical analysis, pre-active, interactive, and evaluative stage, right? I'm talking about pedagogical analysis only. That is the process. Okay, first one is the pre-active. Okay, the first one we can talk about the pre-active. That is ascertaining the entry competence. First you should know what is the entry level of the child, right? And then we have to state the learning outcomes. Stating learning, what are the learning outcomes that you can state. Next is identifying contents plus subordinate concepts. What are the content has to be taught and what are the related thing. Subordinate means what are the related to this, right? Identifying types of learning. What are the types of learning we are doing? So all they are going to do before actually teaching, right? So this is what we have teachers should do before actually teaching. Next is the interactive, right? We'll see you in the next